I try to tell people, what was going to take place, what was going to happen, right? The makings of the future, right? And we're clear cut looking directly at a McDonald's where you have everybody at a kiosk, right? And they're ordering their food. You see all of the cameras. And the thing that you notice is that people are in line, right? And they're just using the kiosk and you don't see any cash registers, right? You don't see any menus because everything is all in one. Everything is digital, right? The only thing that is not digital is the workers, right? I'm sorry, well, robotic is the workers. And pretty soon, the robots are going to be taking the worker's job. You're going to come directly into an establishment. It's going to be looking way different. It might not even have seats. You'll just come in, order your food, pick it up, and go. It's going to be an empty husk of what it used to be. Again, people don't believe me. Again, go back and look at videos from the 1970s. Look at some retro videos, right? From the 70s and 80s and 90s. You would see how bustling, right? A McDonald's used to be, or any of these restaurants used to be. Again, used to have about 25, almost close to possibly 30 workers, working in any of these restaurants. And now it's dwindled all the way down to what, about 10? If not less, because pretty much if you have about five workers there, everybody has to know how to do every single job there. So everybody is a jack of all trades. And pretty soon that's going to be gone as well too. They'll probably just cut that down to two. And then with a little bit of maintenance throughout the week when it deals with the robots and checking the circuitry and the programming and different stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, a lot of these jobs are going to be gone. You are literally watching this in front of your eyes, and people still don't realize it. And again, a lot of people wanted to get the, oh yeah, we want, the $20 an hour. Okay, we got the $20. We want $25 an hour. We got 25. We want $30 an hour. This is what that's going to lead to. They're just going to cut you directly out of those jobs. So it's like, yeah, we got you guys with the money that you wanted to get, but guess what? You're not going to be working those jobs. And there's no amount of protesting that you can do in order to stop them from doing this. You can't, there's no court system that you can go to like, yo, this is wrong. They're pushing us out of these jobs. They promised us, 25 and $30 an hour. We deserve this money and we're going to sue them because they won't sit up there and hire us. They don't have to. They do not have to hire you. Remember, the only people that realistically matter are the people that's on the board, are the people that's actually invested in McDonald's. Those are the people that they got to look out for. Those are the people they have to make and also keep happy, right? Those are the people at the end of the day, they got to see the yearly, the quarterly, whatever numbers that they basically have in order to justify certain types of reasoning. And if the people behind the computer can justify the reasoning of cutting the jobs, saying that, hey, if we cut X amount of jobs across all of our stores, then we're going to save this much amount of money. Let it be in the billions. They're going to be like, cut away. Cut any and all jobs that you need to cut. Again, one of the previous McDonald's that I showed you guys before, I think it was like last year, the drive-through had a robotic delivery system. So you didn't even see a person at the window handing you your food and smiling and saying, have a nice day. It was just a robot. Cold steel and concrete. That was it. And I told people like, hey, stop trying to argue with the people that work directly at McDonald's and all these other places, because soon enough, that's going to be a thing of the past. You're going to be sitting there arguing at a robotic arm and it's not going to argue back and you're going to start to look crazy. And now everybody's about to start looking crazy. Now everybody's going to start to look crazy. So now when your order is wrong, who are you going to holler at? Who are you going to yell at? The robot? Board, don't hit back. Shout out to Bruce Lee. Shout out to Bruce Lee. But this is the wave and this is the future. A lot of people are going to have to learn the hard way. For whatever reason, people like pain. And I guess within that pain, people find a lot of pleasure. So I guess you're going to get everything that you need directly out of this situation and the many more to come. Because every simple standard job that we have across the United States is going to be taken over by AI. It's going to be taken over by robotics, which means that there's going to be even more people that are going to be left out in the cold. And people don't actually understand. It's the same thing that my mom told me, and that she still tells me to this day, that there's going to come a point in time, either in her lifetime or in my lifetime, where it's going to be the poor and the rich. No more middle class, because they are making sure to minimize that as much as possible. You can see it. You can look at the groceries. You can look at the homes. You can look at the education system. You can look at everything and see how they're doing their best to get rid of and to downgrade the middle class. You can look at the top 25 cities, and I did a video on that, or a live stream, and they tell you how much money it would take to live comfortably in just those 25 cities. Not even the whole United States, just those 25 cities. And it's crazy by itself. Crazy. But yet here we are. Here we are knocking directly on the door. This is exactly what people wanted. And I told people before that you got to be careful what it is that you ask for. You're going to have some people that's going to sit up there and say, like, oh, no, this is not what we want. This is not what we wanted. No, actually it is, because you weren't being specific. The main law is that you have to be very specific in what it is that you ask for. Whenever you rub that genie lamp and you decide to state your three wishes, you have to be very specific. The genie states this every single time. Don't mess up. Don't flub on your words. Don't misconstrue your words. Be very specific, pretty much to a T if you can. You're going to get exactly what it is that you ask for. If you don't, then you're going to get technically what it is that you ask for, but it's not going to be exactly what it is that you ask for. And this is that future, because people were not specific enough. They didn't state it in specifics. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D. They didn't do a straight and narrow. They didn't dot their I's and cross their T's. This is what it's looking like. So I guess people will understand the moment in time that the cheese line, you start seeing people that you thought you weren't going to see. And everybody that wanted to make fun of the homeless, that wanted to walk over them, trip over them, they want to throw coffee and all this other type of stuff. Now you're going to be directly in the same freeways. Now you're going to be on Skid Row. Now you're going to be in them same boxes. Now you're going to be going through the same hole in the walls. Now you're going to be getting mistreated the same exact way that society mistreated them. And you watched and you laughed. The same exact thing's going to happen. And there's not going to be anybody that you can cry to. So have fun.